welcome back to the Yoga Habit and welcome to today's practice. Today's practice is going to be a classic Yoga Habit flow, but we're going to be focusing on balances. So maybe some of the more trickier balances. This is going to be more of an intermediate style flow. We're going to start seated. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Legs can be however you want them to be. Starting off by closing into the eyes. Imagine you're being pulled from the crown of the head, so you might just want to level off in the chin, drawing it down slightly, moving the shoulders up, back and down, just so that they sit slightly away from the ears. As we settle in to our practice today, tuning into the breath. And this is the perfect time for the next 50 to 60 minutes to connect mind, body and soul. Free from any distractions. Using your intuition as you go through your practice. As a teacher, I can help guide you through, but you know what feels good in your body. Wonderful, just noticing the journey that the breath is choosing to take. And use this time as you ground to bring to mind something that you're grateful for at the moment. Life is gradually making its way back to normality, but you don't have to feel under pressure to jump straight back in. You can take as much time as you need. You can carve your life out as you want to. Release that pressure. You are enough in this moment just as you are. Have a little bit of patience with yourself as we work with the ebbs and flows of life and the journey through life. We use our yoga practice to help us do that. Take a deep breath in through the belly, pushing it out like a big balloon, and exhale, let go. And from here, inhale, just to lift the shoulders up to the ears, and as you exhale, release them sharply. Good, and again. Last round. Wonderful, moving them up, back and down. Lovely stuff. And then forwards. As we stretch into the sides of the neck, you can gradually blink open the eyes just to see me if you want to. Just taking the left hand on the right side of the face, and very gently you're going to draw the head towards the left shoulder, keeping the shoulders nice and level though, so it's just a really nice gentle stretch down the right hand side. Good, couple more rounds of breath. And then change in sides. Wonderful, last round of breath here. Slowly draw the head back to centre, relaxing the hands into the lap. And join me with our tiptoes glued onto the mat. So you might need to shimmy yourself round and down just for a mini toe stand. So from here, you almost want to draw the soles of the feet together and the big toes together so that the knees are semi-wide. And from here you can pop the hands or fingers onto the ground or pop them onto a block in front of you, or you can experiment with hands on the knees or in heart center. So find something to focus on that isn't me. Take a few rounds of breath here and you'll notice that the toes begin to fire up, the feet are beginning to feel energized. Strengthening the core and the ankles, really draw up from the crown of the head. Wonderful. Couple more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, release and just shimmy the legs, just so that you're moving into the toes and the feet. You look a bit funny, but it feels good. Also a nice little massage for the hips as well. Lovely stuff. From here, just feeling quite fluid in the movement, shifting the weight over towards the right hand side. You might need to take a bigger step as we come into a Skandasana. So lengthening through the left leg, hands come into heart center as you lengthen through the chest. If you're feeling fancy, you can drop the right hand down and lift the left into the air. If you're feeling extra fancy, you can take a loop all the way around and see if you can take a bind with the hands behind. But just do what feels good, keeping the chest nice and open. And breathe. Wonderful. When you're ready, swap it over to the other side. Good. And add some rhythm now. Breathe and switch. Wonderful. Drawing the weight over to the right hand side. Shimmy all the way round so you've got the right foot in front, left behind as we inhale. Circle the arms above the head into your low lunge. You can take a back bend here if you want to. And as you exhale, float the hands behind, toes to the sky, hamstring stretch. Inhale to float. Good. Exhale. Inhale. And your exhale. Wonderful. Take a couple more rounds in your own space, in your own time. Then when you're ready, come back to that Skandasana. So the right leg's going to be in front. You might need to shimmy the weight round to the side. Toes come up to the sky. Wonderful. Left hand side. Drawing it over, round and down into your low lunge. So left leg is in front. Inhale. Low lunge. And your exhale. Hamstring stretch. Take one more round of breath. Hands either side of the foot, tuck the back leg under and lift as we sweep it back. Downward facing dog, first one of the practice. Take a moment of breath, the pedal, whatever feels good. Pushing through the base of the hands, even that pressure, soften into the knees. And breathe. We're taking around 10 breaths here today, so a long time to be in your downward dog, but hopefully just begins to strengthen your body. It's not one of my favourite postures, but it's so good for the body. It strengthens the core, the ankles, the legs. It increases flexibility in the upper body. It's a really good all-rounder. Wonderful. Last round of breath here. Inhale, shift up all the way onto the tippy toes. Tuck the navel in, chin comes in as you lengthen through into your plank pose. Good. Exhale, bend the knees back towards the sit bones. Inhale, lift the tailbone into the air, back into that downward dog. Now from here, just experiment in your own time, shifting weight forwards and backwards. Spinal wave. Wonderful. When you're ready, meeting back in a downward dog. As we step, jump, hop, feet to hands, forward fold or ragdoll. I'm going to take a ragdoll and breathe, let go. Really feel that crown of the head draw towards the floor as the tailbone lifts up. Feel that stretch all the way down the spine. Inhale as we rise all the way into your mountain pose. Exhale, hands into heart center, tune into the breath, feeling grounded. Notice that nice warmth that you've created in the body. It's thanking you for the movement that you're doing today, and thank yourself just for arriving at the practice. Sometimes the hardest thing in life is just to show up, to be there for others and for ourselves. And today you've made a big step in showing up for yourself, and that's so amazing. Taking a couple more rounds of breath here before we find our flow. Good. When you're ready, inhale, circle the arms above the head into your mountain pose, palms touch, and just take a moment here. Grounding. Feel free to take a back bend here. This is a really nice heart opening stretch. And as you exhale, soften into the knees. Nice and soft, interlacing the hands behind, index fingers open, arms as high as comfortably will go into the air, and breathe. Take an inhale and exhale. Good. From here, release those hands, popping them either side of the feet or into your ragdoll pose as you take a breath. Good. Inhale as you plant the hands and step back into your plank pose. And from here you can lower into the knees and come down chin, chest, tummy, or you can keep the elbows in, drawing through the glutes and the core, and shift down through chaturanga up to upward facing dog or cobra, whichever feels good. and child's pose. Exhale and come back. And this is the point in your yoga practice where you really get to relax. Feel the belly as it presses onto the thighs with every inhale and exhale. Reaching through the arms. If you find that the bottom's lifting high into the air, this is the time to pop the head on the hands too. Take your last few rounds of breath. And if you ever feel like you want to take a break, always come back to our child's pose. Use the inhale to power yourself forwards, tuck the toes, and as you exhale, shift the weight back into your downward facing dog. And breathe. Take around 5 breaths here. Nice and slow with the pedal. Have that control. Or just be more still in your downward dog. Last round of breath here. Lovely stuff as we inhale to sweep. Left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Keep those hips level. And as you exhale, taking a big step so the foot sits on the little finger side of the left hand. Lower the back leg down, pigeon pose. So the arms are on the inside of the body. Leg is on the outside, coming onto the little toe side. So you've got the sole of the foot lifting off the mat. I don't know if you can see that there. Good, shining the heart forwards. If you're particularly flexible, you could lower the forearms down onto the yoga mat or just keep it nice and open, whichever you prefer. 5 breaths here. You can even reach back and see if you could grip the back foot if you wanted. Reaching back with the left hand. Wonderful. When you're ready, popping the sole of the feet of the left foot onto the floor, back leg under and lift as we sweep it back. 3-legged dog. Wonderful. And from here, taking a big step now, coming onto the tiptoes of the back foot in between the hands. Good. Low lunge position. From here, seeing if we can come into a half moon pose. So shifting the left hand towards the top left corner of your yoga mat, using all that strength that you have in that front leg, seeing if you can lift the back leg off and up. And from here, stacking the hips on top of one another, keeping the leg nice and high as we extend the right arm into the air. If you're finding that that left hand is feeling a little bit strained, maybe grab a book or a block, popping it underneath, keeping that leg nice and high. Sometimes it gets a bit tired. Really feel that open and stack and lift. Good. When you're ready, lower everything back down. Low lunge position. See if we can sweep it back into a 3-legged dog, if not downward dog. Wonderful. Exhale, then flop the foot over. Breathe. 3-legged dog. Lower the leg down and a pedal. As we step, jump, hop or walk, I'm going to take a little walk. Feet back to hands as we come into that forward fold. Feeling slightly more fluid in the body. As we inhale to rise. Rise and lift all the way up mountain pose. Exhale, hands into heart center. Wonderful. We're going to take a few more rounds on each side now. Roughly, we've got 3 on right, 2 on left now. Take your time as you do this. We're not in any rush. I'm going to try not to speak too much, just to give you some time to transition through the poses and move as feels good. Slowly having that control, effortless movement as you lift the arms above the head. Mountain pose. And you're ready, take that fold, interlacing hands behind and lift arms into the air. Just for a breath, because it's quite intense. And forward fold, exhale. Ground through the hands, step back, plank pose, nice and strong in the core. As you come down, chin, chest, tummy, all through chaturanga to upward facing dog or cobra. And push it back, child's pose. Downward facing dog, exhale. Wonderful. Left leg, right leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, big step, lizard pose. Meet me back in a downward dog or 3-legged dog. Big step, foot in between hands, low lunge. This time right hand towards right corner, half moon. Good. Low lunge. 3-legged dog. Flop that foot. Oh, that should feel good. 3-legged dog. And your downward dog, that was wonderful. As we step, jump, hobble, walk, feet to hands. Forward fold. Inhale as we rise. Mountain. Exhale. Soon as the hands want to drift into heart center, use that inhale as we power all the way back up. Folding on the exhale. Interlace the hands behind. And fold. Plank pose. Chin, chest, tummy or chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Child's pose. Remember to use the breath as you move. Sometimes the mind sort of thinks so much about how the body is moving, we actually forget to breathe, which is the most important part. So take time now just to tune back in. And join back in a downward dog. Back onto the left hand side as we sweep three-legged dog. This should feel quite good now. As we exhale, big step, lizard pose. This should begin to feel slightly more open in the hips now too. Meeting back in a downward dog. Remember to put the sole of the foot on the floor. Lift the back leg and then sweep. Wonderful. Big step now. And lift. It's okay to wobble. You might find one side's more easier to balance on than the other. I definitely find that. Shift it back and transition through. Three-legged dog and flop the foot. Thank you, yoga mat. My mat does make some strange sounds. As we step, jump, hop, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale to rise. And your exhale back onto our right hand side. Exhale, interlace hands behind as you fold. And release. Exhale. Good. Step it back. Plank pose. Chin, chest, tummy. Upward facing dog or cobra. Child's pose. Very welcomed. Downward facing dog. Wonderful. Right leg. Big step. Lizard. When you're ready, transition through and round. Three-legged dog or downward dog. Big step. Right hand this time to right corner. And join back in a downward dog or three-legged dog. Wonderful. Step, jump, hop, feet to hands. Forward fold. You're going to take 10 rounds of breath now, just with hands into heart center before we take our last round on each side. Notice how the body might be feeling tired at this point. It's ready to slow down, but we have one more round, so keep it nice and strong. Continue using the breath and take it as quickly or as slowly as you need. Hopefully by now you've got the gist of what the flow is requiring, or you require from the flow, should I say. And you know what posture comes next, so this is your time to really feel free and intuitive. Good. Unite body, mind and soul. When we're ready. Mountain pose. Interlace fingers, open the chest, forward fold. Plank pose. Chaturanga or chin chest tummy. Upward facing dog or cobra. Child's pose. Downward dog. Wonderful. Sweep left, we're doing left hand side. Last left. Lizard, all the L's. Should feel nice in lizard pose, especially on if left is your more dominant side. Draw it back round and down. Three-legged dog. Nice big step. Left hand. Wonderful. Notice how much better that feels the third time around. It's almost like your body adjusts to how it wants to feel. Three-legged dog. And then you can flop the foot over, open up into the hip. And lower, good. Step, jump, hop, feet to hands. Forward fold. As we rise, mountain, exhale, last round, keep it focused and strong. And hands behind, fold and lift. And your exhale. Plank pose, chin, chest, tummy, upward dog, cobra, child's pose. Downward dog, take the exhale. Wonderful, right leg, last side, as we come into our lizard. Three-legged dog, and last, demanding posture on this side. Wonderful, notice how your body's feeling. Meet me back in a downward dog or three-legged dog. Open up the hip for one last time so that we can lower the legs down, lower the knees, and child's pose. Well done, amazing work. Arms by the side, head can rest on the mat or head on hands. Giving you a moment of peace now. I'll let you know when we're transitioning through the next phase of our practice, but for now, just enjoy. Last round of breath. Lovely stuff. Just shimmy yourself up, down and round towards the bottom of the mat so that we can roll back and draw our knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side in circles. One last posture before we come into Savasana, which is going to be happy baby pose. As we move soles of the feet into the sky, nice open knees and hands come on the inside of the body, either grabbing onto the ankles or the little toe sides of the feet if you're particularly flexible, and rocking from side to side. Or you can stay still, whatever feels good. Wonderful, knees into chest. Apanasana, rocking circles. Taking a nice long relaxation today. Notice how your body is ready to unwind, it's ready to let go. As we extend the legs long, arms relaxed by the sides above the head, whatever feels good. As we take time to relax in Savasana, starting at the toes, bring your awareness to the feet, maybe give them a wiggle. And as you exhale, just allow the feet to relax, let them flop to the side, just completely letting go. Inhale, now draw your awareness up the legs to the hips. And on your next available exhale, relax the glutes. Relax the thighs. Relax the knees from the kneecaps. So the whole lower half of your body just feels completely heavy. Let go. Inhale, now draw the energy up towards the hips. And then up through the spine. Towards the shoulders, and as you exhale, notice that tension that you may have come to the practice with. Notice how much lighter you feel. Feel the spine as it begins to relax into the mat deeper. You may even notice a tingling sensation in the fingers, giving the fingers a wiggle, and exhale, completely let go. And for our last round of breath, inhale, draw the energy all the way to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, soften into the eyes. Relax the jaw, separate the teeth as you relax in Savasana. I'll let you know when we're gradually awakening body, mind and soul once more, but for now, just enjoy, relax and let go. gradually beginning to awaken body, mind and soul once more as you tune into the breath. Notice how much calmer, peaceful, relaxed you feel as we move into the toes and the fingers and move the head from side to side. In your own time with eyes closed, just gradually roll yourself over onto your side. Just stay there for a moment before you come up to seated. Take an inhale. Use that time to come all the way up. And hands into heart center, lower into the head. May we continue on our journey to finding a little bit more peace in our hearts, minds and souls. And may we continue to spread compassion, not only to ourselves, but to others around us. And if you'd like to join me in a namaste, please feel free to do so. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining up today's practice, our body, mind and soul practice. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.